You are live.
Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Roberta. Hello. Hey, Roberta, will you please do me the favor of confirming that you can hear me? All indications are that you can, but I want to make sure, in light of the challenges we had last night. So just confirm for me, if you would, please. Hi, Thelma. Hey, guys, confirm that you can hear me, okay? Yay, there's Brenda. Hi, Brenda. Hey, we are making headway, guys. We had to completely uninstall and reinstall the software. And you heard in my post email that after filming what we thought was a 50-minute video last night, it still wasn't there. So we're just doing it all over again. So that's what I decided to do today. We are going to we're just going to jump in and we are going to just take a look at these products. We're going to take our time. We're going to have some fun. Wait till you see what I have for you today. You are not going to believe it, my friends. I have so many good things. Okay, so glad you guys can hear. While we are awaiting the arrival of a few of our other friends, let me talk to you a little bit about these new Hardy Crafts. They are so cute. Oh my gosh. I'll hold them up so you can see them, but just in time for your Easter projects, I have new 3D art from Hardy Crafts. This is from a collection called Flower Bunnies. These are 3D layerable. The finished images will be approximately 3 by 3. How cute are these guys? Now you're seeing doubles. It's not your eyes. It's because the layering pieces are behind them. But aren't these adorable? Usually I think there's 3 layers. There's 3 layers to it. And these are a little heavier weight. They're so cute, though. Hi, Betty Goswell. Welcome, friend. But I just thought we'd take our time while we're waiting and look at something fun. I love these guys. They are such fun. Look at these bunnies. I think this is all one bunny. He's just a little bit spread out there. How cute, huh? So just in time for Easter. Think about these for your kids and grandkids. Oh my gosh. So cute. Look at this guy right here. The expressions on these bunnies' faces are priceless. So this is from the set called Flower Bunnies. They're adorable. Adorable. Add in some layering mats, maybe a frame, or some stickers to surround these guys, and they are going to be absolutely precious. This comes in a pack of 10 different 3 by 3, approximately 3 by 3 images for $8, which is really a good deal. Hi, Stephanie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yay! And you can hear me, which is a great thing. Man, we had nothing but trouble last night, I'm telling you. I came out here all excited, ready to show you guys so many fun things. I couldn't believe it. I was talking away, and then I realized you guys couldn't hear a thing I was saying. And as you know, to recap the obvious, we were trying to get this thing going. And then we said, well, I guess we'll just have to do it old school. After you guys chased us around the internet for 20, 25 minutes, we said we'll skip it and we'll do it old school. So then Bryce and I came out and filmed a 50-minute video last night, only to find that even though all the settings said we were recording, at the end of it, I went to pull up the tape, there was no tape. It just, in the Hunger Games, they say, may the odds be always in your favor. The odds were not in our favor last night. It was not a good thing. But we are up and operational, and life is good today. So there we go. And I'm so glad you guys got to or came back and are ready to see some fun new things tonight. So that's what we're going to do. I also have a package here. Again, I'm going to stall just a minute here because we actually don't have anywhere near our regular crowd yet. Is there an echo? Bryce is looking at it, okay. Here are more flowers, and again, these are not put together yet, so you are going to see some kind of layers in the background of these, but you can get a view of what the flower colors look like and the styles. This one is called Spring Flowers. Beautiful roses. Hi, Wanda. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Brenda. I said hello too. Okay, Thelma hears the echo too. Okay, Bryce thinks he has it off. Give me some feedback when you can hear what I'm saying at this moment. As we know, there's a little delay. These flowers are such nice sizes. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, how's this doing now, guys? Is the echo better? Better. Still echo, Roberta says, but let's see if it's improving. This set's called Spring Bouquets, maybe? Yes, Spring Bouquets. Again, it's from Hardycraft. I'm going to show you one more here from Hardycraft. I have another bunny one. I'll just show you the images on the back of this one. Here's another bunnies called Cute Bunnies. And these, instead of having Easter eggs, all these bunnies are with flowers, I think. So they're cute. I want to show you this one because I think this is fun. Brenda says she's still getting an echo, but better. Huh. We have a new internet connection that's being put in next week. Let me show you some of these. These are all masculine themed ones. With the cars. I can stack cars up so you can see it. These are kind of vintage masculine themes. The Shoeshine Kit, the shoes. I remember polishing my dad's shoes with something like that. Here's one that has golf and or a golf bag in the car and golf ball. This one appears to be vintage writing implements. Looks like one of the pieces is folded over in it. Fix it. There we go. So we got feather quills and a globe and some ink for those feathers. A vintage shaving kit. Here's an airplane and a travel journal. Vintage camera. So we have some really, these are cool masculine ones, and these are called men's classics, kind of vintagey men's themes. Once again, 10 3x3 layered images in a pack for $8. I don't know if you noticed it, but that's actually a little bit of a price reduction from our last order, because I was able to get these from a US distributor instead of having to import them. So they cost me a little bit less. Therefore, you pay a little bit less. Okay. Also on the theme of Easter, I didn't peel this back, so I'm going to hold it right up to the camera in hopes that you can see it. We have new Easter blessings, black scripted font, and then there's a few little filler items. I think we have a cross, and what else do we have there? Oh, a cross and a couple Easter eggs as filler. There's both down at the bottom here. Oops, let's see if I can turn this the right direction. Down at the bottom, there are some stacked ones, and then there are some side-by-sides in two sizes. Lots of ones on the page. Okay, no echo now. Wow, excellent, honey. Good job. When I went to that craft class, what was it, last week, the week before, when we did that online lesson, we did a project, or she did a project demoing this particular stamp. And she did backgrounds like the ones that we made in our stamping class, where we created our own kind of moon, and then we did some of all the ones on the Easter blessings. Say Easter blessing, Thelma. Easter blessing, capital E, capital B, and then a script font. And I'm going to say the largest ones are going to be about I'm going to say 3/8 of an inch high and 2.5 inches long. The smallest ones are still going to be 3/8 high, but that's the stacked words Easter blessing, and they're going to be about 1.25 inches. And then the in-between size is going, I said there were two sizes. Now that I look at it closer, I see there's actually three. The Easter blessings is about 2 inches long and about, I'm going to say 1/4 to 3/8 high. So hopefully that will help you. Okay, but anyway, those created backgrounds that we used for stamping, where we blended our inks, we did that and then stamped this silhouette image over the top. Oh my gosh, it was absolutely beautiful. This stamp is from a company called Frog Whiskers. Frog Whiskers Ink. This is called Birds in a Tree, and it's L1254. Now, you know that we have lots and lots of foam pads in our store, but every once in a while you want round ones. Like when we're making those spinners and things, you want a round one. The penny sliders, you want a round one. So I bought these just because it was kind of an occasion buy. I saw them. These are 5 millimeters round, 2 millimeters thick, 144 to a page. Oh, and these sell for $1.50. So you get a few less stickers, but you also pay a little bit less for them, which is cool. I love this one. These just make me happy, guys. There are 9 bunnies on this sheet. These are from Nellie's dies, Nellie's shaped dies, and I wanted to make sure it was right. It is Nellie's. And this is Collection of Hairs 1 is the SKU, or is the name. It's SD 186, and you have 9 different bunnies in different positions, all of similar size, for using as accents on your cards and envelopes. Absolutely adorable. This is what they look like in silhouette form. If you were to just cut them out, this is what they look like. They're adorable. Very affordably priced. Seems like the time for frogs. I got a frog class coming up. We did the frog whisker stamp there a minute ago that had nothing to do with frogs. But I have a set of frog dies and stamps for you. This is frogs from Eileen's Animals. This is produced by Marianne Designs. And you get 4 dies in this set, plus a multitude of little stamps. This is what they look like when they are actually created. Super cute. And then I couldn't resist this one. I have a friend who loves pigs. And when I saw this, I had to get it. It has 6 dies, I believe 7 stamps, if I counted them correctly. Little pigs. And look at the little pig. Also from Eileen's Animals and Marianne Design. Super cute. Oh, this next one I just totally love. Love, love, love this. We have new Aurora Flakes. They're in a 50 milliliter container. You know from the Aurora Flakes that you purchased in the past, or from the Gilding Flakes that you purchased in the past. Even though the container is small, there is a lot of material squeezed into one of these jars. And these are the Aurora Flakes. This is actually a new one where they are mixing, I believe, 3 colors on the average in single jars. These 2 I happen to get out to show you are Golden Rose and Passion Pop. And they're beautiful. Hi, Karen. Welcome, friend. Here is a color chart of all the new colors. We have most of them now. Get up where you can actually really see those colors because they're really beautiful. So these are now available on the site from Cosmic Shimmer. Here is a card where they're actually using the flakes. This flake that they're using on this one is called Confetti. But you can see how easy they are to use. When you're using the flakes, some people are really intimidated by them, but they're actually quite easy to use. You just put down your adhesive, and the adhesive can be tape, it can be double-sided tape, it can be flake and glitter glue, it can be the best glue ever. So you put your adhesive down, you let it dry. If you're using flake and glitter glue or our best glue ever, or you can run like these. What I love to do with these is run like accent lines, run a piece of tape across, and then put my flakes on top and rub them in, and you can get these beautiful, beautiful, shiny, pretty borders. Now, in this card sample, they've used solid silver flakes in the background and just spattered them, basically. Kind of spattered their glue, let it dry, and then put silver flakes down. Then they die cut the heart and then stamped and cut that out to layer over the top of it. But isn't that pretty? Beautiful and simple, but they look quite elegant. Once you've put your flakes down, then you're going to rub them in good. You're going to gather your extra flakes and put them back in the jar because those can be reused. Make sure you have any fans turned off when you're using those, because you open that container, the stuff is just whisper light. It will fly everywhere if you have any movement at all there. Is Ted still in here? Did he come in? I let him out in the backyard when I came in to get him to go potty before he came in, and I guess he didn't come. Okay, we'll see if we can get your puppy in before we finish here. Last week I showed you the first of the Delta rice papers. This week we're going to continue that. This one is called the Jetty. I look at this one and I see two A6 cards at the top, and I see a big 5x7 or larger at the bottom with that mallard duck. I think this is gorgeous. I love the colors in it. Beautiful. It's called the Jetty. That's by Chabella. Here's the next one. This one is it's just called Delta. We've got the heron in the front, and we've got the horses in the back. And I see two beautiful 5x7 cards out of that one. Love, love, love the colors in these. They're just beautiful. Okay, I look at this one, I see three, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name of this one. It's Trebuchet. And if I could hear you, you could tell me how to pronounce that, but I know if I try it, I'm going to just embarrass myself, so I'll spell it to you. I see either a 5x7 at the top or two A6s and a 5x7 at the bottom. Really beautiful, though. Oh my gosh, pretty. Next up, this one's called the Heron. I love the boat at the top and the heron at the bottom. Really pretty. Really pretty. All from Chabella. Arrow down, please. I have a new paper collection for you. I'm really, really excited about this one. I left them in the wrong order last night, so let me just reverse these, and then I will go through them all with you. Yes, there is an order, because they're ordered 1 through 12. And I think there is some method to their madness in the way they present them out. Mine are completely, no, they're not completely in order. Okay, this is a new paper collection. It needs a little introduction, a little history. This is from Studio Light, who makes beautiful products. And I saw this advertised. I went out to look for it, and even though it had just been released, it was already sold out. So I saw a pre-sale from another distributor, and I jumped on that, and we were lucky enough to get these before they sold out again. These have been exceedingly popular, and they are disappearing all over the country, partially because they're gorgeous. We're selling this one in a set of 12 papers. This is cardstock. I would describe this as a light to mid-weight cardstock, not as lightweight as the Kaisercraft papers we talked about, but not real heavy either. 10 sheets of it still is pretty flexible. But these are all double-sided cardstocks. If you are a scrapbooker, you are going to love these papers. If you are a card maker, you are going to love these papers. You could do so many things with these. These would even be, a lot of these are even suitable for home decor kinds of applications. They're really beautiful, but all of them are double-sided. This is sheet number 1. This is the back of sheet 1.
Betty asked about the GSM.
I don't know the GSM on it, Betty, because it doesn't say. But again, I'm going to say that in poundage, these are 60-ish pounds, maybe a little, possibly a little less, but about that. It's like lightweight cardstock. We have this one, the different deer, and then this one. Look at the deer on the bottom of there. I see 2 cards right across the bottom of that one. Beautiful. Maybe even 3 if you turned them on the side and did European A6. I see 3 across the bottom of that. And then I've got the other half page where I can either use that sky background or I could use this side of it. Next.
Yeah, is good for an explosion box.
There are pieces of this that would be beautiful for an explosion box. It has some fairly distinct images, but like this side is all over pattern, and we've seen a couple others that are all over pattern. So I think you definitely could do explosion box. Love these trees too. Isn't this pretty? We've done this all over tree pattern. One of the things that I like about this is that the price comes in at a really good point. We're giving you 1 each of 12 patterns, and I believe our price online is $12.99 for this. And it's called the Ultimate Collection from Studio Light. It's acid-free, lignin-free for anybody who is a scrapbooker. Look at this for you card makers. Those waterfall cards that we just did in Mrs. Tiggywinkle, these would be perfect for that. These would be perfect in a twist and pop card where we have the 4 images that pop up in the inside. These would also be beautiful for card toppers. So you could conceivably get 12 cards from this one sheet. I'll show you the back just in case there's one of the images that you're not as fond of. I love the way they've got these little trees and stuff in the background, though, and it kind of looks foggy. Beautiful. We've got cutout images that you can add to your extra cards and design your own. Here's more of that beautiful background. Some of it with trees and deer. I love these. I mean, to me, even this really simple one right here would be a beautiful card. So, I love this one. Look at him. Oh my gosh, how elegant is that? That is just gorgeous right there. It doesn't get any prettier than that. Look here. Aren't they beautiful? Okay, next up. So very pretty. Look at the hedgehog.
Say hi to Annette.
Hi, Annette. Lauren just came in. Hi, Lauren. Just took her grandpa for his COVID vaccine. Yay. Okay. I love this one. Look at the wolf. Beautiful. Aren't they pretty? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I can't believe that it works out to $12.99 for all this beautiful paper. But it does. Bryce and Lauren and I actually got our COVID vaccines earlier in the week because we're part of a multi-generational family with an older family member that lives in. We were eligible to get them. And we got ours on Monday, our first one. Here's another one of those 12 prints. I absolutely adore this paper. I gotta say, I really love it. Really, really love it. Was Grandpa brave for a shot? Not so much. He got a flu shot once. They kind of hit a nerve or something, and he had some pain in his arm. And we haven't heard the end of that since he did it. And he wasn't sure he wanted to go. We didn't give him a whole lot of choice in the matter. We just said, you have an appointment. There we go. That is all 12 papers. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful collection. And when they're sold, I don't know when and if I get them back. So if you like these as much as I do, grab them pretty quick, guys. I did get quite a few, but that doesn't mean that they won't go. Okay, we'll move these out of the way because I want to show you some more things I'm excited about. Look here. We sold off, we had all those beautiful Nouveau misters, and I cleared those all in November and December. We actually have a few left out there, and they're still on the clearance price. So if there's any that you didn't get, hi Kim, welcome. If there's any that you didn't get, you can still get the clearance ones. But the reason I cleared those was not because they didn't sell, they sold nicely, but because of the fact that I did not like the spray bottles that came in. It made me nervous to sell a product where the bottles had a propensity towards clogging. And I just don't like to sell products that don't behave the way they're designed to behave. So I got rid of the Nouveau brand, and I've been on the outlook for a different brand. We do have some from Hunky Dory as well. But when I saw these, I thought, that's what I've been looking for. These are from Cosmic Shimmer, and these are an airless mister. They are in a different kind of spray bottle, and this bottle, they say, will not clog. It will spray from any angle, and it says that it will use up the very last drop of spray in the bottle, which I think is pretty cool. Now, when you hear all that, you think, well, that's going to be expensive. Surprisingly not. I think these came in at $7 a piece, and the bottle is significantly larger than the bottles that we had. So I'm pretty excited about this. We got these in 12 pearlescent colors, and we got these in 12 regular colors. So when we're talking about creating your own backgrounds, here is an important part of your layering. You can get such an elegant effect just from creating your own background by inking and then lightly spraying. And by the way, you can get a really fine mist with this. Surprisingly, the harder you push the plunger down, the finer the mist is that you'll get from these. It seems counterintuitive. It seems like if you pushed it lightly, you would get a light mist, but that's not true. If you push it with force, you get a really light mist. But if you push it down softly, you'll get kind of more droplet effect. But by creating your own background with inks and then spritzing over the top of them with these, you can get some really, really beautiful effects. So I'm excited to say we have a new mystery in that I am pretty excited about. The pearlescent colors. They say be sure you shake them vigorously between uses. And then this one I'm holding happens to be a white pearl. And I can tell you that I'm excited to use it because it sure looks beautiful in the bottle. Spraying that white spritz over my other projects I've completed sounds pretty fun.
Roberta has the copper one.
Oh, you have a copper one like this? You have a copper one of these, Roberta? And if so, what do you think of it? "24 colors. They're out on the site now. Okay, this is the moment I've been waiting for. Okay, we have had lots of requests from Roberta and others to look at bringing in fairy hugs. And I'm pleased to tell you that Fairy Hugs is here. This is the Fairy Hugs 6x6 background paper. These are nice weight cardstocks. I don't know the GSMs, they don't tell me, but I'm going to say they might tell me. I think they're about 250 would be my guess. So it's a nice weight cardstock. They're made for stamping. And I want to show you some of the backgrounds here. So this one, I'll read them as I hold them up. This was called Moonlight. This one's called Moonglow Green. There's 6 pieces in a pack and they sell for $4.50. This one is called Cliff View. Now you will notice these look an awful lot like Lavinia stamps, but they are not Lavinia. They're from a US company called Fairy Hugs. This is a paper called Blue Lagoon. I know those of you who are like me and who truly, truly love the truly love the blues and purples are going to love that one. This one is called Mountain View. This one is called Frozen. Yes, you can almost see Anna and Elsa standing there. Did I show this one already? I did. See, I must really love that one. I have it in here twice. Okay, this one is called Green Meadow. This one is called Bubblegum. This one is called Full Moon. This one is called Moss and Stone. This one is called Lavender Dilly. Oh, there's Teddy. We'll take a break here in a second. We'll Teddy up. Here is one called Fairy Wings. This is one of my favorites. Look at that with the teals and the purples and the blues. Oh, that kind of burgundy color in it. Oh my gosh, beautiful. This one is called A Summer Night. They might be looking at these and saying, yeah, that's all cool, but how do I use them? What are they going to look like? Well, I'm going to show you some samples. Before I do that, though, let me show you. Here's a couple stencils that I brought in from Fairy Hugs. This one is called Pebble Beach. I think I'd be more inclined to use this just as like orbs and as water bubbles, but it could be pebbles too. It's kind of a really versatile one, and I love this one, especially with the fairy themes. This one's called Galaxy. Look at all those stars. The path of stars. Oh, I could just see that being beautiful on fairy cards. Okay, I'm going to start by showing you a few samples that I took off the internet, but that are done by Fairy Hugs, and some of them I believe were done by Ecstasy Crafts, who is one of our distributors for this, so I had no guilt in printing their designs. This one's by Fairy Hugs, and this set is using 2 stamps, the thistle and then these vines. And the rest is done with inks, guys, inks and backgrounds. So just 2 stamps in that one. This one is done with 2 stamps. We have the branch and we have the fairy. Isn't she elegant looking? One of the things I love about these, let me get this a little bit closer, is just how pretty the fairies are in these. Sometimes fairies are depicted as not pretty, but the fairies in these are really pretty. This one is done with 2 stamps. This pair of fairies, this is 1 set, and then this tree is 1 stamp, stamped off both edges. So you're beginning to get a feel for using those backgrounds and stamping your stamps on here, how easy it could be to create some really stunning imagery. Or at least I hope you're beginning to get that feel. Here's another one that's just 2 stamps. Actually, it's 3, but you could use 2. This one, it's called a Bear Tree Tall and a Bear Tree, I think they're called Skinny Bear Tree Tall and Skinny Bear Tree Short. But you could use the same stamp to do this tree and just take this stamp off the bottom until you could collect, enough of them to have multiple trees. And then this fairy with the butterfly, that's 1 stamp set also. I'm pleased with the price of these. The prices really, I thought the prices were quite good. Even some of the largest stamps are $9, $10. I think there might be a 12 or 13 in there, but most of them are very, very reasonably priced. A lot of the fairies are like $5. This has 3 stamps. We have the stump, we have the fairy, and once again, we have that branch. Aren't they beautiful? And you saw this background. They're literally just adding 1, 2, 3 stamps to it. And then what I like what they did here in order to really accent and silhouette her body, they just took a white marker and went around the edge. You see that? What a nice technique that is. And once again, if you look at her face, she's actually quite pretty. One last one, and then we'll look at some of the stamps. This one is done with a background and 3 stamps. It looks like a lot more, doesn't it? But it's done with a background and 3 stamps. We have the fairy reaching up, we have the dragon, and we have the vines hanging down, which they've just repeated the vine pattern over and over again. Isn't it beautiful? I'm really excited about these. I think they're just gorgeous. And what you can do with them for the price is really exciting to me. So let's take a look, before we go through any more samples, let's start looking at some of our sample stamps. I had these all really neatly organized last night, and then I threw them in a bucket when I was done. Well, that didn't work out so well, did it? Here's that branch we've been looking at. Set of 2 branches in there. Okay, this one's called the moon tree, I believe. And imagine you can stamp this so the silhouette of the moon is in the center, or that larger moon is in the background of that tree. It'd be beautiful just like that. But add a fairy or an owl or something, and you got something really beautiful. There's something here. One of the things I love about this collection is there's something here for just about everybody. Whether or not you're a traditional fairy, fan or not, here's that stump we saw where the fairy was leaned up against it. I think this is $4. Good prices. Here's a little gnome. His name is Tonbik. Tonbik. And the little gnome is pushing his mushroom cart. Again, I think he was $4. Here's little fireflies, and I know you, just like me, you look at those and you can't wait to stamp them and then color the little bottoms yellow. Because I would need to do that immediately. Here's another one of our little gnomes. This guy's called Wilwyn, Wilwen, Wilwyn. And he's playing a musical instrument. No, you didn't imagine it. He really is playing an instrument. Here's a heron. Seems to be the day for heron. Here's a little fairy on her knees. Her name's Moana. I've seen her used inside of the canoe. There's a canoe. And I've seen her used like sitting on the beach. And I've seen her actually put up in a tree that way. This is a funny looking little gnome. He's got a very long nose and a cane. What's his name? It doesn't have his name on here, unfortunately, which the girls are going to love me for when they go to pull this one, but there he is. I just rolled it. You can see his long nose there. Here's our hedgehog family. I've seen the hedgehogs put up on the stump, on the logs. I've seen them along the ground. Really cute. Here's a bear family. You can see these are good-sized stamps. Okay, I'm going to show you just a few more, then I'm going to clear the table. We'll have a little visit from Ted, and we'll see some more samples and some more. This is the fairy you see reaching up to the dragon. I ordered enough of these to do it in class, but I only got 3 of the dragons, so I'm waiting for more of those. Isn't she beautiful? She could be reaching up for a leaf, for a butterfly, for the dragon. Speaking of the dragon, here he is. His name is Zakar. Zakar is the dragon. These are stamps that are often used in the foreground to kind of create a bushy effect. These are called wild leaves. I love these guys, but then I would, because I like all deer, and these are moose. I have 2 moose. Here's a fairy reaching out for something. She could be, you can almost see putting that butterfly or something up above her hands, or catching a leaf, or lots of things. Okay, let's have a little visit from Ted. Then I will go to showing some more samples. Oops. Here he comes. He was romping outside, so now he's nice and tired. He was laying in Daddy's arms. He said, I was just going to have a little nap, guys. I was just going to have a little nap, and I was rudely interrupted. I was rudely interrupted from my nap. I love the way this dog just kind of drapes over you. He's like a big beanie baby. You know, he just kind of... Can you move the... Oh, there you go. He's just like a big beanie baby. He just kind of flops over you, especially when he's tired. He just so happy and so comfortable just being loved. He's turning into more and more and more of a lap dog the older he gets. And he's a sweetie. He's a sweet baby. I think he'd be just as happy just laying here and going to sleep while we look at our stuff. I don't think that will last, but okay. Well, Teddy rests. I'll show you another sample. Oh, can we turn my camera back up? Look, guys. Here's those little gnomes. I love the music walkway. Isn't that cute? And the three little gnomes. So on this one, we have one stamp each for the gnomes. We have the walkway and we have the heart. Well, he's still on. Okay, so there's the gnomes. These are going to be a little bit more involved scenes I show you here in the next few. I just wanted to show you where you can go with this. In this one, I see those bushy vegetation in the front. That is those ones I said that are often used in the foreground as foliage. You'll see the rock wall there. You see the steps going up. That's one. The rock wall's one. The vegetation in the front is one. The big mushroom is one. The little fairy houses are one. And then the vines they have coming down and around is one stamp. Okay, here's that hedgehog family. I just love these guys. There's that branch. We have a fairy sitting on the branch. We have the hedgehogs and the mushroom or toadstool. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 stamps in that one. The nice thing is you can configure these so nicely together. Here's the moose. They've created the lake just with inking techniques. They created the separation and water line there just by inking a little darker around his feet and then drawing a white line. In this one, I see the side tree. Oh, where are you going? You're up and done now. Are you done over here? Or what's your thought? What's your thought? Are you done over here? You gonna go across to Daddy? When? Yeah, just too tired to walk. Okay, back to our display. So this tree is one, and I think they were used. Actually, that's not true. This tree is just stamped twice. And then we have used just a piece of this tree. I'll show you that one. We've used the bulrush down here and the moose. I think that's it. It looks like such an involved scene. These play so well together. The nice thing also about these is that all of the Lavinia stamps play extremely well with these. In fact, I've created a new category on the computer that says fairy hugs and Lavinia stamps. I didn't mix them in the same category, but I put them all under the same tab. So if you don't see something you're looking for in one, look in the other, because we have a beautiful selection of these stamps now between the fairy hugs and the Lavinia stamps. I love this one. Look at this one with the wishing well. Now in this one we have the vines hanging down. That's one. The bucket and the wishing well is one. The flying fairy is one. And the toadstools are one. So there are 4 stamps used in this one. And they've done a very clever job of using little foiled stars in this one. I think he's going to come home with me. A mouse, not Teddy. A mouse, not Teddy?
There was a mouse, I think she saw.
Okay. Okay, here's a swinging fairy. They just work so well together. There's that branch again. In fact, they've stamped that branch twice, and then they've put this swing on one. And then we have the fairy sitting on the swing. She's a separate stamp. So we have the branches, the swing, and the fairy. Then there's a wooden walkway, a stairway, and the brick wall. So you can see once you get these, you can position them, so many different ways. And you don't have to have an immense collection of these in order to use them in just a diverse number of ways. One more sample here. Here's our hedgehog. And we've got the waterfall. They're using those bulrush again. They've stamped an eagle. I think we might have an owl. I think we might have a bird of some sort in our prior stamps. They've created the river just by inking it differently and then drawing some lines along there. Let's see some more stamps. Excuse me? Oh, the moose. I love the moose. Okay. You'll begin to see some that you recognize now from the pictures. I have a lot of them to show you guys. This is called fantasy flowers. They're often used as dandelions. Here's that little flying fairy that was used with the wishing well. Thank you, Mary. Here's some larger mushrooms. This one's called a fairy house. Let's see how they kind of have it buried in the shrubbery. If your card was wider, you could use that brick wall on either side of this to extend it out. Oops, we saw her before, but I'll show you to you again. Here's the wishing well and the bucket. Are you guys liking these? I love them. I just think they're amazing. 2 different bare trees. This is called the birch tree set. Oops. Here's some of those hanging vines. This is called leafy scrolls. These are called fern leaves. Here's the wall we were just talking about. They use this wall a lot in their scene building. Here's the fairy that sits on the swing. She can also be positioned on the edge of the log, or you can position her on one of the branches on the stump. So she can be used in a lot of different areas in a sitting position. This is called dragon fruit. Absolutely. The Lavinia stamps will work great with these. And any kind of frame stamps, kind of stamping within a frame, are going to be beautiful, or positioning a frame over your finished scene is going to be gorgeous with these. Here's that walkway, the musical walkway we talked about. Isn't it pretty? I'd be tempted to use that on some of my Christmas cards and things too. This is the Skinny Bear Tree Tall. We've looked at that in a few of our samples. Here's one of our musicians. This is Billman. Yeah, Bilmin. Yeah, let's get a few more here. This is our lantern set. A lot of times they'll hang these lanterns from the tree. And I've also seen where they use the flying fairy and have her carry one of these. Here's the set of 2 fairies that we talked about. Little boy and little girl. Here's the toadstool that we saw with the hedgehogs. Here's a little frog. And, they make it so easy, Mary, to create really beautiful scenes. There's that waterfall. Here's the little canoe we talked about, the little kneeling fairy. You actually can position her inside the canoe. I know, it's in the shape of a leaf. Oops. Really beautiful. And there are so many great, really, really good examples online that there's just like endless inspiration. I've seen the swing attached to the moon. Here's another of our musicians. This is Corwayne. I got lots of these vines because I saw them in so many of the samples. This one's called Hanging Vines. Not surprising that they're called hanging vines. I had it upside down. Okay. And now you're wondering, how many did she get? A lot. The answer is a lot. Oops, another one of those. Okay, here's the shorter tree. Here's that swing. Now you can see it'd be really, really easy to stamp her into the swing. And because it's silhouetted, you wouldn't even have to mask it. This is called Fairy Lily. A lot of times you see that little separate lily blossom stamped around like they're floating about. And here's the fairy that we saw leaning up against the stump. Here's the little fairy we saw up in the tree. And you can see that she'd be great on the stump, she'd be great on the ground, she'd be great on the log. Here's the thistle we saw first. That was I was going to say that was a one stamp card. It's actually a two stamp because they used some vines, I think, at the bottom of it. Almost there, guys. Here's a beautiful side treatment tree. Imagine you're stamping on a 6x6 piece of paper, so by the time you put this in, you really don't have to add an awful lot more to have a beautiful card. Just one of the fairies, like the fairy with the butterfly, one of the critters, and you have a beautiful piece of artwork. And because they're fairies, you can easily add glittery kinds of, stickles or your ultrafine glitter to things and have them just really have that extra bit of sparkle. More of the vines. And escapee vines, clearly. This one's called the Gnome Mansion. And I hope you can see that it actually has the trees built in right around it. So you can stamp this at ground level or you can put it up in a tree. And see the two little gnomes there that they have to add to it. They really are great size stamps for a good price. You guys are right about that. Here's another fairy door. And you can see that's going to work beautifully with that brick wall. I love these. I want to stamp these around some of my floral cards. See those little fairies? They'd be beautiful. Here's the logs. The snails. A whole snail troop. Here is the little fairy. I have two packets of them. I think they escaped from each other. Here's the fairy with the butterfly. So picture that. Where did I do with the big stamp? You can see how easily these would work together, guys. That'd be beautiful on one of those backgrounds right there. That's all you would need to do. This swing would be great on this one too. We got lots of the fairy with the butterfly because I know she's going to be popular. I think this is the last of them right here. This is Oliver the owl. We've already seen her. Here's the wooden walkway we talked about. Another Oliver. I love this one. She just looks like she is having such a good time. She does remind me of Tinkerbell. Somebody said that a minute ago. And I love this one too. I love the way she's high-stepping when she plays. And we saw that one with the bright pink background, remember that? And there were two things, the fairy and the branch. Oh, she's corrupting you guys. These will actually, one of the things we store our stamps in the store is we set up shoe boxes and we stand them all up in the shoe boxes and line them up on the shelves so that we can quickly, and we band them just like this so we can quickly flip through the packets so they're not too bad. The thing they're not going to like is that they're not numbered, they're named, so they have to do them alphabetically. They like them when they have numbers on them. these did not have a conspicuous numbering system. I'm sure they had a numbering system of sorts, but they're not stamped on the packages, so I went by name. So that is Fairy Hugs. I actually want to go back and look at the papers one more time now that we've looked at so many of the samples. And I think you can see how easily these are going to make completed scenes. You might still be a little nervous, which is why what I had planned for tonight, but will actually be next week, is stamping class with Fairy Hugs. And I'm going to do several things to show you how easy it is to create something beautiful with these. And here's the backgrounds again. Can you see it in your mind now? We can stamp that big tree across the front here. Get our little girl. We've got our musician on the vine playing her violin. Don't get caught up in the 6 and 7 stamp images. I showed them to you because I want you to know that as your collection grows, so do your possibilities. But I also want you to know how easy it is to create a basic scene. Again, two stamps, 3 if you want both size trees. 2 stamps, and then they've just taken some glitter to the wings. You can add your own little ink to the bottom. I think they've taken a basic stamp image and then just added some Stinkerbell. Wanda Stinkerbell. Let's see how easy it's going to be, guys. Amazing, huh? Will Jamie's powders work with these? Absolutely. You can create your own backgrounds with Jamie's powders. You surely can. And in fact, with some of our created backgrounds with the acetate and things, use some stays on and you can stamp directly onto the acetate background we create. So I just wanted to remind you what you get with just a couple of images. Isn't it amazing? So, what fun! What fun! What kind of questions do you have for me at this point about Fairy Hugs or anything else I've shown you today? Any questions at all about anything we've looked at today? I will show you the ones we're going to use next week. I did not list them because I have them set aside for our project, but this is one of the ones we're going to use. Whether or not you're big on fairies, you've got to love a fairy who's blowing a kiss. And this is called Stardust. We're going to use this one and this one. And we're going to use, I will tell you what backgrounds I plan to use. This one, maybe this one, and maybe this one, and maybe this one. I haven't made my images yet. I was all ready to do it last night till it was so discouraging, and then I was done. I went in and went to bed. So these are next week's project. You guys like these? Yeah? Any questions, comments, or pearls of wisdom? Oh, I did want to say we are going to have more frogs because they came in today. So now I can finish up my frog sets with 2 more sheets of images. So now we're going to be making a total of 12 cards. And we may need to move Saturday back to 2. Is that going to be okay with everybody if we do that? Let's do that. Let's move Saturday's class to 2 o'clock. And now that we have those, we will be able to have a total of 12 cards in our Friendly Frogs class. So there we go. So Saturday at 2 o'clock, we will do Friendly Frogs. Next Thursday, we're going to do Fairy Hugs with my friend, the Kissing Fairy, and the Stardust, and some of the backgrounds. And we are going to be doing some stamping. We will be doing some embossing. We will be doing some special shaped cards. We are going to have great fun next Thursday. So those Peking frogs are so cute. So cute. Machine dies. I'm not sure what you're asking. Dies from Fairy Hugs? Is that what you're asking, Roberta? Because they don't currently have dies available. But the dies, I'm not sure what you're asking, though. Maybe you're talking about something different. Fairy Hugs does not currently have dies, but they may have before long. Yes, thank you, Mary. If you haven't already left a thumbs up, I sure would appreciate it since, yeah, I need encouragement after last night, I gotta tell you. I would sure appreciate that. Any other questions? I can't see. Okay. All right. Oh, you're talking about dies from Fairy Hugs. Maybe. And I will have some reorder coming in soon from Lavinia stamps, just a few little items. We'll get those masks that you were interested in, Roberta, the masks of the mountains and the moon. You can actually easily create those moon masks just by using your cutting die circles out of sheets of paper, and then you have you can use the moon mask itself, and then you can use the reverse of that as a mask too. But yeah, that's where we are. And we have an active account now with Fairy Hugs, so we'll monitor what they're doing and bring in stuff, especially if you guys like it and it sells well, we'll bring in a variety of things. Okay, so we got Friendly Frogs on Saturday. We've got Fairy Hugs the following Thursday. I don't know what's for the following Thursday. Brit's Bargain. Brit's Bargain is posted on the website, Brenda. I took about 100, give or take, 100 do craft items and made them all half price. There's some really, really good deals in there, super good deals in there. And yeah, that's a line that we've had for a very long time, and I'm just kind of ready. There's wonderful products in there, but I'm just ready to kind of move on from that, especially as we bring in new things. So I'm kind of clearing out some of the do-craft to make room for some of the new things. So take a look at that, the Brit's Bargain on the website. There's some really, really good products at just bargain prices there. Any other questions? Then I think I'm going to say good night, Gracie.